Shifting gears now, as promised earlier on, that when we come back, we'll be going into matters discussion. And of course, we have a team with us in studio to help us unpack matters beach volleyball and of course talk about, secondary school football, rugby, volleyball, all the sports. In general, we are talking about schools activities. Term 2, normally the big one is the Kenya secondary school ball games. It is all actions and term 2 games, normally with a lot of focus. You have rugby sevens, you have football, you have volleyball, you have all the rest. But this time round, for the first time, there's going to be the inclusion of beach volleyball in the Kenya secondary schools, term 2 calendar. What a way to start it, because remember, as I always say, if you want the best at the top of the pyramid, the base must be right. And for it to be included in the Kenya Secondary Schools calendar, it means that in the near future, it's not going to be the likes, it's not going to be business as usual in the near future, because if we start it here, then mbele iko sawa, as they so say. Help me to join, the guests with us in studio, and we're privileged and honored to be joined by 3, gentlemen, 2 gentlemen and a youngster, definitely representing the future of beach volleyball and volleyball in general. Let's take the opportunity to introduce the guests with us in studio, and I'll start with my farthest right. We have with us Mr. Raymond Owala. Raymond Owala is the sports teacher, Langata High School, with us in studio to just help us unpack how do they support the young ones in terms of everything that they do. Mr. Owala, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Karibu sana.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Karibu sana.
Yes.
Looking at you, definitely I can tell you are a fan of Deutschland. That's German, football.
Yes,
Remember in the yesteryears, it used to be football made in Germany. It was always right here on KBC Channel 1, then VOK. So karibu sana.
Asante
nice
sana.
to see you.
Yes.
Thank you. Next to Mr. Raymond Owala, we have youngster Thomas Saruni, a student, a volleyball student at Langata High School, LA. In school, they call him Masai Mrefu. He's here with us. He will let us know why they call him Masai Mrefu, but I'll stick to the official names. Thomas.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
You look so excited, which is a good thing. And of course, you have the height. I don't know why they call you Masai Mrefu. I don't know whether that's the reason, but nonetheless, karibu sana studio.
Asante sana.
Yes. Last but not least, to my left, we have with us Nairobi Secondary Schools, Sports Association Secretary General, the Chairman, Beach Volleyball Commission Kenya, who's also been drafted to the CAVB, that's Confederation of African Volleyball, board, none other than Moses Mbudhia, a man who is so passionate when it comes to matters youth, comes to matters sports in general, not just volleyball. He's passionate about sports in general. If you see him out there coordinating Nairobi secondary schools in terms of all activities, you would admire what he does. Moses, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Karibu sana.
Again to be here, but he did not introduce himself very well because he's the secretary of Langata Sub-County and one of the top soccer referee that we have in Kenya. This young man also has participated in the inaugural NOC courses at Machakos, Manzoni, and he has been able to touch the beach volleyball.
Thank you very much, because as a referee, now we had to go to VAR. We had to go to VAR to unpack.
Yes.
And through VAR, now it comes back. FIFA referee, referee, football referee, yes. Also Secretary General Langata Sub.
County sports.
And county sports.
Yes, yes.
You have a lot on your plate, yes. Mr. Owala. Let me start with you. How do you balance all this?
Ni kujipanga. Just like you have said, for the top to be right, the base must be there to support the kids.
The foundation.
So my work as a teacher is just to provide a platform for the young ones to be able to identify what they want to become, especially in sports. So back in school, we just give them a platform to excel in whichever discipline that they want to excel in. So with my student here, he's a volleyballer, and when he came to Langata High School, due to his height, we are able to see something good in him. So he decided to pursue the line of volleyball, and I believe that up to now, even after high school, he's going to become a top volleyball player, not only in Kenya, but even internationally.
Amen.
So we are proud of him, and we continue to support our learners in school to ensure that they excel holistically.
Amen.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. And just to confirm,
Yes.
you don't have a whistle and yellow and red cards with you here.
For now, here I don't have.
For now you don't.
For now,
but there are moments where you don't laugh.
The moment that I have to carry them,
You have to carry
and I
them.
make use of them.
I'll find out. I'll make use of them. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
first and foremost, congratulations, because from what Mr. Wall has spoken about so good things, very positive things about you, which means they saw something. How did you end up in volleyball and not football, not javelin, not high jump, because you have the height?
I started when I was young. I started in my primary, which was Kisaju. I just learned, nilianza tu kwanza hiyo volleyball nikiwa mdogo, kaipenda tu. Kaipenda nikiona watu wanacheza naenda hapo. Although sikuwa naendea kucheza nikiwa mdogo, lakini hiyo ball ikipigwa nje, mimi ndio nilikuwa naendea na napiga.
So unaipiga saa zile unaileta?
Naipiga saa zile naileta. And then kaendelea hivyo mpaka tukaanza sasa, tukamaliza tukiwa primary. Nilitolewa hiyo shule nilikuwa. Sasa nikaenda academy. Kuenda academy nilikuwa the top. Yani mimi ndio nilikuwa juu, ilikuwa St. Brian. Sasa nikaambiwa, sasa wewe ndio uko volleyball juu. Sasa wewe ndio utakuwa captain. Nikawa nacha hao wenzangu hapo, tukacheza, tukapigwa, tukarudi. Tukajaribu mpaka back in 2019. I managed to be nilienda East Africa for those sports. Nilienda Arusha. I was one of the Kajiado best player.
Wow. And what position do you play? In libero, no. Booster, no.
No, I play left.
Left?
Yeah.
Unapiga kupiga? How do you feel saa zile umepiga na imepata sura ya mtu? Sorry, we'll talk about that later on. Because sisi kama mashabiki saa zile tuko pale nje tunasemanga piga. We'll talk about that. Moses?
Yes.
First and foremost, congratulations, getting into the CAVB board, no mean achievement. And as Kenya, we must say we are proud when we have our very own out there. Moses, for the first time, we are seeing beach volleyball introduced in the in the Kenya secondary schools, correct calendar. How does this make you feel as the chair of the Kenya Beach Volleyball Commission?
It has taken us 15 years to campaign for the beach volleyball to be on the table. And just before that, this young man have said, after spotting him, and it wasn't me, it was a gentleman by the name Muringe, who found the potential in him, and we decided to put him in the program of National Olympic Committee. And he participated in the inaugural junior clinic that was done in Manzoni. Secondly, I don't know why he is not telling people the truth, that his team has also done very well, not just in Nairobi, but he is now in the National League of Kenya Volleyball Federation. Wow. The only volleyball school that is in the league. Bwanawaro, I have not known you to be mean with you.
With info, but we will get there. We will unpack
now. Back to me. When you went there, primary school, we normally have the composite teams. You pick the best, but at Nairobi level now, last year, they just missed the finals by a whisker. We ended up setting up that. So, and they are a very nice team. But now we want him to zero in on beach volleyball. There's something that you have said. Why not javelin?
Correct.
Because we know from where they come from, Transmara. Some of the best javelin boys are from their place. So I would wish that on another day you will zero in on him.
Yes.
Beach volleyball now has a case, we have to show what we can at East African level. We thank Mr. Mugisha, Mr. Ngugi, and a gentleman from the northern part of Uganda, that is from who is the treasurer of West Africa. They came here and they said, let's have this game on. We are talking about a month and a half ago. And from there, we involved the director of sports, Mr. Nelson Sifuna, and he gave a big tick. But he challenged us that now that we shall have it as a demonstration game, it is up to you, the federation and the commission, to take care of the accommodation of those young ones, the referees, and the uniform. And we also pay some fee for the East Africa, and we are very ready, because we won this game yesterday. You may not know that in 2004, the Kenya Rugby Union came to Mumias and pleaded to be given a chance. But they were told, can you show us how you can do? Today, how are we doing at the continental and the international level in rugby 7?
Top cream.
And that was done in 2004. I remember Kidero was the MD, and he gave everyone of us a t-shirt. That is still historical. But we are saying there was a starting point. You know, a river has a source.
Correct.
That is where we went, and rugby union developed that thing. Now we are talking of different things. We have it in secondary school, the beach volleyball, the cricket, the scramble, there's another game that is also becoming very popular, chess. And I may not be able to pronounce the other ball that is being played like this, and 5 of them. So we have been challenged as the officials to make sure, to showcase what we can do at the East Africa. So inspection was done 2 days ago. I was not there, I was in Morocco. But we had a team that represented us, and we are good to go. Yes, we have taken the challenge, and after the demonstration, the government of Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, they'll now take the game, and those expenses will be done by the government, the national government. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mbodhia. And of course, it clearly shows that every mile starts with an inch. This is the inch, to make it through. Mr. Wala,
Yes,
let me
sir.
come to you, and, as the sports teacher, you are able to even go into the leagues,
Yes.
How is it like for you as a school to just run through the leagues and make sure that they still balance and you don't focus, you don't lose focus on studies?
Okay, thank you so much. Langata High School is a powerhouse in sports. We have a legacy in sports, and Masoa volleyball. And I can tell you for free that in 2019, we represented Nairobi region at the national championship. Yes, and from 2019 onwards up to last year, we have been going until the semi-final stage. In fact, last year we were at the final, whereby we played Hospital Hill in 2024, and we were eliminated. So we missed it by a whisker to go to the national level. So this year, we are also very optimistic. We have prepared enough. And I want to assure you that Wednesday next week, if you come to Nairobi School, we will be there fighting for that title and that chance to represent Nairobi at the national KSSA Games in Kakamega. Now back to the league. We realized that for better preparation and exposure of the learners before they participate in KSSA Games, we normally register them in the National Volleyball Leagues Federations so that they can get experience, not only by interacting with their fellow students, but even the clubs, people, the volleyballers who have finished Form 4 and who are into now, professional volleyball leagues. So that platform also helps the boys to gain experience, to build their confidence, and even get greater skills, such that when they come back now to the KSSA Games, they are now able to be very strong and compete with the other teams. Langata, we are doing it, and also other few schools in Nairobi are also doing it. So it's a way of exposing the boys to become better when we come back to the games.
And it's a very good way to expose them and, give them that taste of what awaits them.
Yes.
And also to prepare them psychologically and mentally. Let's talk about their training. How is it like?
Their training?
Yes.
We normally train, like in a week, we have got 4 sessions. That is in school. Yeah, so we engage them on all aspects, tactics, strategy, the physicality, and even the emotional aspects of the game. So we do that because the level of competition at KSSA is very high. So if you don't train them well, they are not able to compete favorably. So, I mean, through that, we are able to create time and even balance the studies, because this is co-curricular. It is supposed to, I mean, complement the academic curricula. So as a school, the academic curricula is structured. This one is non-structured. So we put it in a way that it doesn't interfere with the academic curricula, but it complements. So we coexist as departments.
As you coexist,
Yes.
you know, before I come back to, you know, to Thomas, in the yesteryears, it used to be extracurricular. Now it's co.
Co.
What does that mean, Moses?
This is a very serious business, because that young man, because you also know that you're going to CBC.
Correct.
You are good in the field, you are good in class, so you are at par. And nobody should discriminate against you that you're only good in sports. Remember, people like Mariga and Victor, they were abused by teachers that they know nothing apart from football. 15 years down the line, I interview Wanyama, he tells me, I don't feel like going to Kamkunji. Yen matusi nilipata. You know, you injure a young one. What we are saying in a nutshell is we embrace everyone.
Yes.
And we move together. That is why I agree with Bwana Waro, and it is only Langata High School that has done that. But I know Hospital Hill, they have done that in Harbour.
Yes, yes.
And when we have that kind of piston working, the engine lands very fast. And I am very happy. If you look at this young man, doesn't he fit to take over the position of Mbudi as a secretary? And we have to give the space. That is why we are encouraging them to take over. You have heard him say that Wednesday come,
Yes.
and you'll see dust. You see whatever will happen there. But he's not alone. There is the Middle Secondary School.
Wow.
There is a Hospital Hill, the defending champion.
And the hosts.
And the hosts. So,
Mcheza kwao.
wanasema utunzwa,
Na
lakini
utunzwa.
saa zingine So I am very happy for these young secretaries. We also have Odhiambo from Nairobi School. We have Omukuti from Lenana School. Youngsters who are yearning to go. If I'm going to Africa now, I have to create space, whether I like it or not.
Oh, I mean, very interesting, and I totally agree. And you've taken me back some good years back. I remember those days, the rivalry between Kamkunji of Fafa Jericho. One final that I remember very well,
Yes.
in Nakuru. The final before the final.
Yes.
Kamkunji taking on Mombasa High. Mombasa High had the likes of Haji Mochoki.
Yes,
Kamkunji,
yes.
Victor
Wanyama.
Wanyama, Patrick Oboya. Goodness, we'll talk about that later on. Let's talk about Thomas. Thomas, how do you balance your studies? How do you balance, studies and games so that you don't over-focus on books, forget about games, you don't over-focus on games and forget about books?
Sasa hapo tunaweza sema ni kujipanga tu. Juu sasa wakati wa class you focus kwa darasa sasa. Wakati wa sasa tuseme like shule yetu wanatupea only for 2 hours or training. 2 only hours. So which is from 4. And then from 5 to 8 which in the morning tutakuwa class. So una balance hapo class ndio upate at least grade yenye iko juu kiasi. Alafu unakuja hapo kwa uwanja unapata coach ashakuwa ready. Unaanza mazoezi yenyu for 2 hours mpaka 6:30 hapo. 2 hours and a half minutes. Ndio una balance tu hivyo. Ndio usiache hii ikue chini ikue juu kidogo.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a good balancing act, when it comes to matters, studies and, of course, looking at sports and exploring all your talents. Remember, we are joined in studio by Mr. Moses Mbudhia, who is the chairman, Beach Volleyball Commission in Kenya, also the Nairobi Secondary School Sports Association Secretary General, a member of Confederation of African Volleyball. We are also joined by Thomas Asaruni. They call him in school Masai Mrefu, very good in matters volleyball, and of course Mr. Owala Raymond, who is the sports teacher at Langata High School. We are going into a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll find out from Thomas, is it just beach volleyball or is it volleyball in general? And from Mr. Owala, what can we expect from the school as they get into next Wednesday's games? From Mbudhia, mbele iko sawa will be the question. We are now going into a short commercial break.
Thank you.